Hello, monsters, witches, and everyone in between.
I'm Relina.
And I'm Taylor.
And today is going to be a tea time video. We're just going to talk about hot topics and some things we want to get off our chest.
Our first topic is going to be the whole Thanksgiving, Christmas. How people say we should give Thanksgiving its time before we start getting ready for Christmas. Because if you are, most people that I know, you go from Halloween and then you start planning your Christmas, which, I mean,
Is it
Thanksgiving,
really necessary, though?
Thanksgiving's not really like, okay, yeah, you get to see your family, yay. But, like, it's not really a big holiday to me, in my opinion, because what are you doing is eating and getting fatter? Like, we could just skip over that and get to Christmas. You have all the pretty decorations. You don't really do much for Thanksgiving. You don't decorate. You don't. Just get rid of Thanksgiving.
The way I see it, it is a pre-dinner for Christmas. Just preparing for Christmas. Like a pre-game for Christmas. Otherwise, I don't really care. It's just unnecessary. We have to cook more for that. We need 2 months for Christmas, and it's cutting into Thanksgiving. Yep.
Especially Christmas is expensive. You need that 2 months to start saving up for it. Like, shit.
Trying to save for Christmas dinner, we gotta save for freaking Thanksgiving too. It's too much.
Exactly.
I'm one of those people that play Christmas music in November. Yes, I do. And I don't get sick of it.
She was playing Christmas music before Halloween this year, though. So.
It was about 2 weeks before. But I cut it down and
But that's another thing. Like, you have Halloween music to get you in the mood, and you have Christmas music. There's nothing to get you in the mood for Thanksgiving. So, I pledge we get rid of Thanksgiving.
I pledge that people just shut up about the people that like Christmas and don't care too much about Thanksgiving. I mean, we still do a Thanksgiving dinner. We're just not that invested in it, and we're still prepping for Christmas.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like it, then don't look. Simple.
Exactly.
Our next topic is Mariah Carey. She's been in the news for allegedly sexually harassing her bodyguard. What do you think of that, Taylor?
I just think her ego's just that high. She thinks everybody wants a piece of her.
I think the opposite. I think she don't love herself.
She might not, though.
The way she presents herself, like, yeah, she's very, glitz and glam. And that's fine. I mean, that's obviously no one would think, oh, she doesn't love herself because she, wears glittery stuff. That means she does love herself. She takes care of herself. But that doesn't always mean that. I think she's trying too hard to prove that she actually loves herself. I think there's something else that she's missing, and she's trying to fill that void with all that stuff. But
True.
I think a truly insecure person, if they really did, try and sexually harass somebody, that just means she's begging for attention, and she's not going to.
Well, that's like what a couple weeks ago, that dude, I forget his name, to be honest, the one that she was engaged to and then they broke it off, he said something about how she didn't give the ring back. The next day after he said something, paparazzi got a picture of her wearing the ring. Like, what was the point of you putting that ring back on? To show everybody, oh yeah, I didn't give the ring back? Like, if that made your life better, go ahead, do you, I guess.
No, I think she got some issues that nobody's really looking at. They just, well, how can they? If she's putting out all these jewels and blinding everybody, so they can't see what's really going on.
You need to talk to Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck for her. Our next topic is going to be about lost friends. We have a little bit of a story for you guys.
Sip my tea.
We had a friend she was from grade school for me, from pretty much junior high for Taylor. Junior high. And we were good friends. And we did do her a little dirty, but we feel like if she was really a friend and she valued our friendship that much, she would at least let us talk it out and hear us out. But no, she just basically cut us off. And we're going to explain the story. You can tell your part.
Okay, so we're just going to jump to your birthday?
Yes.
Okay, so it was her 21st birthday. I was already 21 because, I'm older than everybody. But, so we decided to have a little get-together.
A get-together, ghetto, because we're ghetto.
at my house, aka my apartment, because I was the only one that had their own place.
It was your boyfriend's place.
I guess I'll say that.
And my boyfriend too. He lived here too at the time. He was working.
Oh yeah.
Our boyfriend's house.
Yeah, but technically it was my house. He made me live with him too, because we were having a kid.
You were roommates.
Another story. Damn, it felt like it. But so me and her went to. I think we just went to Walmart, got like a couple things for the thing, and then we texted her she was gonna come over and have a little sleepover.
That's not the story. Remember we got into a big fight right before the party?
Yeah, we are not at that part yet. I'm just getting us prepared.
I would like to point though, in this story, I am freshly into my relationship with my now fiance. So mind you, we're in that lovey-dovey puppy dog phase. So.
Now, when we get to our argument, I'm gonna let her explain because I don't remember why we argued. So she'll explain the argument.
I can't explain it on YouTube.
I know the argument now. But okay, so fast back forward. I Instagrammed or Snapchat because our friend
contacted her.
We could talk to her either way, but she wouldn't answer unless it was like social media kind of thing. So we're like, okay, you want to come over to my place, spend the night? We're gonna do a little party thing for her birthday. So fast forward, I took her to the store because she don't drive much
back then.
And I took her to the store, and I got irritated because I, being me, was jealous, I guess you could say. Because she kept ditching me for her boyfriend, and I was irritated. And I was getting stressed out because I drove her all over the place to get that, and then I had to take my son to the babysitters for the night so I could be a little teen for the day. Or the night, I guess. And then,
You're
so I was
21 years old. You're not a teen anymore.
Okay, I had my child a month after my 21st birthday. So I didn't have a 21st birthday, so I was using her birthday more as like my 21st birthday. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have my son leave for the night so I don't have to, worry about any of that and just get a little break. So I was getting stressed because I still had to take him, and then our other friend was about to come over too, and she was preoccupied with her boyfriend, and so I texted her on the way to taking my son I dropped my son off, and then I had to come back because I forgot his formula, and that's when I was on my way back, and I texted her, why don't you just cancel our party and spend time with your boyfriend, because that's where you seem to want to be tonight. And she got a little angry, and by the time I returned, she was gone.
We don't have to tell them the whole thing. The point is, we got into an argument, we fixed it, Patty came, and I think
we're not supposed to say names.
Oh. Well, I didn't say her last name. She knows who she is if she watches it, but I didn't say her last name. So you don't know who she is. But anyway, and she's not on my Facebook or anything, so you can't find her. But
I don't know if she's on my Twitter anymore.
Oh well. She got here, and I think as soon as she got here, I realized what kind of a night it was going to be, because I knew what phase I was in with my boyfriend then, and I think I kept pushing for her to bring her boyfriend over so that we could it'd be like a couple thing, because she also was dating a guy that she was in a lovey-dovey phase in at that time.
By the way, I was not in the lovey-dovey phase anymore because it's been like a year in my relationship, so that's why I also think I was a little jealous, because I was like, okay, my boyfriend's here too, and I'm not like all up in his grill. So,
but you did have that phase.
I did.
And I was there for that.
We won't talk about that. That's a different story time. Okay.
But she didn't want to get him involved because she wanted to drink, and I guess he got all mad if she drank, whatever. But I kept pushing for it, and even though she insisted that he not come, I told my boyfriend that, just to stay in his room and play the game and leave us be, and I'll leave him be. And that was the case for the most of the night. We had fun, but throughout the night, now we're not only guilty, because throughout the night, she kept texting her friends, her other friends.
Not throughout the night. We were like trying to do, like, we made Jell-O shots, and we were trying to do Jell-O shots, and like little shots were not good. But she was like always texting, Snapchatting her friends, and we're trying to like do, shots. Like, do a little happy birthday cheers kind of thing, and she's, hold on. So, Yes.
And I'm the jealous type. It's my birthday, and you're talking to other people I don't know or don't like. I don't like other friends. If they're not my friends or our friends, they're just your friends, then I get jealous. And it's on my birthday, so don't do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she was doing that, and she was starting to go to sleep, and everybody was starting to go to sleep. Our plan was to sleep in the living room, except for her, who already said she wasn't going to. And as soon as she said that, in my head, I'm thinking, the moment you go to your room, I'm going to my boyfriend's bed, because that's bullshit.
Okay, let me just clarify. Me and my boyfriend were not in the lovey-dovey stage. He would stay in his room all night anyways because he had to work in the morning. But we were at the stage where we always slept in the same bed together. Like, even when we argue, we bear feet to head, and we sleep in that same bed. So I was like, okay, this is my house, 1, 2. A little clingy. I never slept away from my boyfriend. He right down the hall. I'm going to go sleep in there. And she didn't say nothing about it. She's like, oh, I would have waited until you fell asleep, but I probably was still in there.
Now, this is my fault. I did say that I would stay in the living room, but in my head, I knew I wasn't going to. It's my birthday. I understand you were uncomfortable. There are 2 guys in the house that you don't know. I get that. And, had she talked to us, we would have apologized, especially I would have apologized, but she didn't give us the chance. So what ended up happening? I saw that Taylor dipped out because she was falling asleep on the couch.
I was uncomfortable.
I saw her leave. Patty snoring on the floor.
That's another thing. When she falls asleep, she's dead asleep, snoring loud as can be. And
that's me.
She knows. I'm a girl.
The whole internet don't need to know.
You want to reach out and we can talk about it now, but you snort.
I ain't gonna reach out anymore.
But I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I thought she was sleeping too, so I was like, I honestly thought, I didn't think she was gonna, go to her boyfriend's room.
Oh no, I was asleep, but then I woke up.
And then did your boyfriend go to sleep that night or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, her boyfriend went to sleep, and then my boyfriend left at 5:30 in the morning. He had to go to work or whatnot. So it's not like she woke up and our boyfriends were like all around her as she's sleeping on the floor. Like, they stayed to themselves, and she didn't even, I feel like shade, but I feel like maybe she set like an alarm or something, because when does she ever wake up that early in the morning? Because I woke up at, I think, like 7:30. Babysitter was calling to come get my child already. And she was already gone. Didn't leave no text messages, didn't wake nobody up. And she's a person, if she wakes up, she's gonna wake us up. So I guess just because we weren't
there.
Yeah. And she lives kind of far, so I'm guessing her mom had to come pick her up, and she had to be up for a minute before she got a hold of her mom and had her mom come pick her up. So I don't know how she woke up or whatnot, but
I intended after that. I did feel bad. I'm not a cold-hearted person, not always, but I did feel bad. So I intended to reach out to her, let some time pass, let her cool off, calm down if she was mad. And then I ended up seeing her in person a few times since that happened. Each time I go, hi, and I can't really go into details to, apologize. We're in a public place. We just ran into each other. She's got other people with her. I'm not trying to do that. And she acts, really nice or whatever, like, hi. And I said, we need to hang out, when talk, whatever. She says, yeah, we'll do that. I'll fake. And never, ever reaches out. And we reach out, not a lot. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go and chase somebody and beg someone to talk to me. But, we've let her know that we're ready, we want to talk, whatever, and she doesn't want to do anything. So I take it as we just lost a friend.
Yeah.
And that sucks for her because we're great.
Yeah.
Not always, but, we're great.
I'm great. We don't know about her yet.
No,
she's still working through her stuff.
But I guess in hindsight, it worked out because I don't know how well she would have fit into our lives. Like, she's in a party phase, I feel like. She drinks. I think she's single again.
Yeah.
And we're very far from it. Kid, engaged. We're in the domestic life, unfortunately.
With balls and chains.
Mm-hmm. So, it's very different. Right now we're in a place where we want to, I guess, create a more of a family vibe since the people that we're with really didn't have a big family, and I come from a big family, and Taylor always had her family around her, so I think we want to incorporate that in what we have now, and I don't think she really wants to, do that, and that's understandable, but I think that's why.
I think we just, I don't want to say it in like a bad way, but we just matured.
Oh no, we were mature before that.
I know, but we just matured faster because we figured out what we want our future to look like in the sense of what we want, and she's still like, oh, I'm gonna go party every other weekend or weekend.
And that's not bad either. No shade to that. Have fun and enjoy
I mean, you're only in your 20s. Get it out now, because when you get in your 30s, you gotta settle down sometime.
And I think not only does Taylor became into the more domestic life because she had a kid, I think that's just what we chose.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, I would tell my kid to party, live it up, date a lot of people. I'm saying having sex with a lot of people, but date a lot of people. Figure out what you like.
Make sure you're happy.
Yes, but what we chose, we're standing by it until one day that we decide not to. But that's our decision. And good luck to her if she doesn't want to be friends with us.
Make sure you wear condoms if you're having sex out there, kids.
Be safe. And I don't know. I do definitely have to say, because I'm a sensitive person, I just show it when I get angry.
Yeah.
But I am hurt that I feel like I've lost her as a friend because we were friends for so long. But I also have to think about, like, that person doesn't want to be your friend, then they never really cared about you to begin with. Yeah. No matter what. You don't know how much I've done to this girl. And she's right next to me and won't leave me alone. I'm just kidding.
She always comes back to me. Don't let her lie to you.
But I feel like if our friendship has taken a hit, not even just hits, like the bombs were thrown at our friendship, and it's still here, whether it's hanging on by a thread or just, solid standing, it's still here, and that says something. So
it's been 10 years.
It has been 10 years. I don't know if the internet knows that.
I don't know if we talked about it in our first video, but it's been 10 years, and with any like relationship, friendship, you're gonna go through stuff, but if you actually like care about that relationship, you're gonna sit there and talk about it. And it kind of hurt that she's just like, okay, whatever, on to my next friends.
I feel like she replaced us with other people, and that was fine when we all went to different high schools. But now we're adults. I think she has a car. You can drive to see your other friends. You don't have to just be stuck in one school with your friends. But
I didn't know she had a car.
Remember, she bought one.
Oh yeah.
She couldn't have it. She didn't drive though. She didn't have a license, and she bought a car. It don't make no sense.
I was the only one with the license.
And
Did you have a license?
I had a car, no license.
Yeah, she only had a permit. And I was the only one having my license, no car.
But it is what it is. I guess we say goodbye to Patty.
That's sad. We went to freaking all the One Direction little movie thing.
You don't remember what we did for you.
Exactly.
To say
and just by the music, when we were in my sister's car driving around, by that music, we were not like down with the One Direction.
We're rockers by nature, and you're pop by nature. But we sacrificed as a friendship, or showing a gesture of friendship, and went to the One Direction movies and listened to the songs for you. But that's fine. Like I said, we're great friends. We miss out.
Exactly.
Anyway, next and the last topic is about, it kind of segues from our domestic life into, our next topic, which is how we balance our family from where we come from, our mom, our dad, and everything, with the family that we're creating now. That's an answer that I'm looking for because I still haven't found it.
Our families don't get along with our boyfriend/fiancés.
Don't read that.
And sorry. So it's like a back and forth, like kind of we can't really bring our families and our, I guess, new family together. They can't be in the same room at all. It's always a problem. So it's more of like, how do we do, like in my case, how do I do like holidays with my son if his father can't be there too? So it's more like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go see my mom, my aunt and uncle, and my sister on that case because my boyfriend's not welcome, and I'm not going to take my son away from his dad on Christmas or Thanksgiving because it's, I don't want to say weird. That's not the right word I'm looking for.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It isn't. It's not fair to the child at all. That's their parents. And
Yeah.
grandparents are always secondary. As much as I love my grandparents, they were secondary in holidays.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a problem I think my mom has, is she doesn't see it that way. She sees it as, you're my daughter, I want to see my grandson, bring my grandson over kind of thing. Like, you don't want my son's father there, then you either need to swallow the bullet and accept my family as a whole, including his father, or you just don't see him kind of thing. And I'm not trying to be like mean and be like, oh, you can never see your grandson or your nephew or whatnot, but if I have to sacrifice my family, I'm not gonna just leave my boyfriend out and be like, oh, well, they're my family, so I'm gonna take my son. No.
Basically, it's like, if you want me to choose between my little family or going back to my old family, I have to choose my little family.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we're so focused on building the family that we have and making these memories for these guys that, really didn't have any of that growing up. They didn't have a Christmas. They really didn't have birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, birthdays are my thing. And it broke my heart to hear that my fiance didn't have a birthday. So that's stuff that we try to make up for now.
Yeah.
So with my case, my boyfriend and fiance, whatever, we had a lot of issues in the beginning, and my family saw some of them and were very upset, and they're very old school. And you know what? Not even just being old school, some of the stuff that they saw him do was not okay. And that's fine, that they don't choose to forgive him. I don't expect them to, but I did, because I stayed with this person, and they can't accept that, and that's fine. Again, don't expect them to. But then don't expect me, when I have kids, or even now, to try and be involved in your guys' Christmas and holidays when I have something going on where I live.
Yeah.
And I come from a big family, so I have a huge family on my mom's side, a huge family on my dad's, lots of aunts, uncles, and there's always, big festivities around the holidays. I'm not going to any of them anymore. And when I have children, I've also planned to keep my children not away, but have their own happy little Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. Because I remember being a child who had parents that were separated, watching and hearing my family talk about my father in a bad way on Christmas or whatever, and it hurts. And I'm not doing that to my kid. I have a temper, and I will hurt somebody who hurts my kid's feelings.
And that's the situation I'm also in. See, growing up, I had my mom and my dad together throughout my whole life. And so I never had to deal with how her family talks about the dad, the mom, whatnot. But that's how my family is right now. Like, when I bring my son over, they constantly talk shit about his father. And my son's only 2, but he's not going to get all of it, grasp all of it, but he understands daddy, and you're basically saying bad stuff about him. And I don't feel like my son should be around that. Like, yes, you can have your opinions, but 1, I don't want to hear about it every time I'm around you. And 2, if you're right in front of my son, I don't feel like you should be. It's a time and a place for everything. And if my son's right there, you should not feel the urge, and you should be able to control the words coming out of your mouth enough to not sit there and bash his father in front of him. Even if he's 2, even if he's 6 months, newborn, I don't care how old your child is. If their father, mother, whatever is right there, you shouldn't feel the need to bash them in front of their child.
There's called inner thoughts. That's why we have inner thoughts. You keep
Yes.
them in here. For me, and it's not a disrespect, I don't want anyone to think that I'm disrespecting my family or my mom. I love my family, some of them, not all of them, but I love most of my family. And when it comes to my mom and my more immediate family, when I have kids, it may be harsh, but this is how I would like to do it, is that, my fiance and I have our kid have our own Christmas, and if my mom and my stepfather would like to stop by and see my kid, by all means, you're welcome. Of course, keep your comments to yourself, drop off a gift, whatever you want, and then if you can't stay around because you can't stand him, then leave. But just, you can still be present. I'm not kicking you out.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of those things. I know for some of my family members, like my biological father, that's going to be pretty hard. Don't ask me, though, to bring my kid. Let them miss out on having Christmas morning with their father so that you can see my kid. That's their father first. If you want us, maybe, we'll come stop by for a little bit on Christmas night or whatever and, see the family. Sure. But don't push for it. My thing is, don't take time away from me and my child to have with, my fiance.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I feel like as the grandparent of the child, you can't really think about, like, for example, us trying to hurt your feelings in the sense of, like, no, we're not going to come Christmas morning to open presents with you, or after I do my Christmas dinner, then I'll bring, our kid over to see you. You can't do it as, oh, you're just letting him decide how you're going to live. You don't want me to see my grandson, or, like, what I hear a lot is, you need to stick up for yourself. You can't let him control your whole life. I'm not letting him control my whole life. I'm simply deciding to spend time with what now is my family. And when you guys can grow up and either hold your comments in or, eventually get along one day, we can, maybe do family things. But at this point, it's not going to happen. And that's another thing I'm dealing with now, because everybody's all like, with my family, now my mom lives with my uncle, who usually does Christmas and Thanksgiving, or my sister does Christmas, Thanksgiving. We switch back, and now they're like, oh, well, can we go come over for anything? Are you doing Thanksgiving? Can we come to your house for Thanksgiving? First of all, no, because I have a small apartment and I'm not doing that much cooking. Did that last year? No, they're not good. Second of all, I'm not going to have all this negative energy in my apartment and I have nowhere to go. Because, like another story time, it don't do well.
Richardson's, okay, we're giving out. I'm not going to say my fiance's first name, but we call them just the Richardsons. And that's including their father, her boyfriend, and my fiance. Those three only. When we say Richardsons, we mean those three. The Richardsons are not easy to get along with. As you know, our families don't get along with them. So you would think that, or you would imagine that when they're together, they don't get along either. So we already have an issue right there. And then to add to people that don't like them, they're really defensive and they get really cranky very fast. So it's not a good idea to have other people. Even what we have now is hard to work with. But we do make it work.
It's complicated getting the brothers together.
Well, now they work together, so hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully they can work their stuff out, but...
Yeah. One thing I do want to say is for my family and for her family that think that we're being controlled, we're not. We can leave when we want. We've chosen not to. Part of the whole, actually all of this, of what we're saying is our decision. My fiance, I can only speak for, he has not said anything about, where we should spend our holidays. He kind of lets me do that and, lets me take control. And I've yet to hear anything of her boyfriend.
All my boyfriend really cares about in that sense is, like, if I go to my family's house and I don't end up cooking with him, he just says, can you bring me a plate? And then if I cook, like last year I cooked Thanksgiving and Christmas, and all he really cared about is, can we bring a plate to my dad? Which I was like, you can, I'm not driving. But it's not, what was I going to say?
These are boys that, mind you, have never had a real Christmas or Thanksgiving. They don't care. And which makes me more sad, makes me want to spend time with them more because, they need to know what that's like. And I don't want, so you don't want anyone that you love or care about to be alone on holidays. It's depressing.
Yeah, and I kind of don't want my son to grow up thinking, oh, Christmas is just another day, Thanksgiving's another day, or like even for their birthdays they didn't do nothing either. I want, you know, my children, if I have more, but as of now, my son to be like, oh, Christmas is coming up. I want, don't get crazy now, but I want this for Christmas and stuff, and like, I can't wait till Thanksgiving. I get to eat, you know, Nina's potatoes or something to like look forward to. Like, I don't want it to just be like another day to him.
Yeah.
Your birthday can be another day because I get stressed out for that.
I'll do birthdays.
Cause oh my god,
I love birthdays. But yes, so that's all we have today. That's our first tea time, and I think our tea times are going to be a little long because we do talk a lot.
Yes.
But that's it, and bye bye.